foul and a miss for Jack Lisowski. Okay. Yeah.
It's a bit close, I think. Can't just get down on it. Yeah, it was a bit further forward, a couple of inches.
Yeah.
Hang on.
You put your youth.
No, it was further forward. That's it.
Yeah.
A bit to the that way. That's it all.
Okay. Yeah.
So second attempt at the thin cut for Ali. No problems there. Nice pace on the white as well.
I just wonder if there's a possible plant here into the left corner. The two reds that Jack's just looking at here. As long as he can get past the red that's just to the right of the pink, you can play it as a shot to nothing. I don't think it'll be far away.
Yeah, it just caught the bottom of the pack. Well, the cue ball's come to rest close to that side cushion. By far, no means an easy chance for Ali here.
I think, Stephen, that's the sort of safety you need to play against Jack Lisowski. He's such a dangerous potter, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a fabulous cueist. He hits the ball as well as anyone, and we just saw in that last game the red he potted into the yellow bag to get in the last frame. Incredible red he's potted, and that was because the cue ball wasn't tight on the black cushion. So you're right, you need to nail him to that cushion, put him under pressure, try and work your way an opportunity that way.
Certainly has a hard chance here at a red, and you can see the safety shot that Jack Lisowski's just played. He's opened everything far and wide here, so whoever gets in first will fancy scoring a few, but no easy starting red at all here for Ali Carter. Can he find a shot to nothing somewhere? No, just the safety, but he knows that with the reds positioned as they are, one good safety shot that could create an opening could be very advantageous. But that's a good safety that Ali's played. But there is a possible red on for Jack into this right corner, but there is a lot of pressure on it. Whether there's a gap through all those reds back towards bulk, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see if Ali's patience has paid off here, because like you say, he had a red available and chose to just keep it tight in these early exchanges. But Jack again faced with a long red, and he usually eats these for breakfast, but he's missed that one, and there was pressure on it. It was not guaranteed to find the gap for the cue ball, much to Ali's delight. The white being held down this end of the table, and that little flick on the red next to the black may have just opened that up as well.
Yes, the black certainly doesn't pot into the left corner. Whether it pots into the right, I'm not sure. May well be covered there too. Just wonder if the pink will pot into the left corner. How will he be looking at all these things? He'll need to know the availability of the higher value colours at the beginning of this break, just to know what to play for. Choice of reds into the right centre and the right corner.
Yeah, I think sometimes in these scenarios, Dom, that you can almost have too many options when the reds are all spread far and wide. It's just trying to clear your mind and just try and focus on one shot at a time. He's played a really nice shot there. Negotiated the cue ball really well out for the blue. So just needs to get his arm going, Ali, string a few shots together, learning the pace of the table, how it's reacting.
very handy from Ali Carter's point of view. And potting this red to the left corner means the black is definitely available into one of its pockets. Pink will pot into the right centre if he wishes to play for it.
Seven.
Oh, there you go, Stephen. The black, as you suggested, may pot into that right corner. It obviously does.
Ali Carter, 7.
Well, he could see too much of it. He missed it by quite a while in the end, missing it low. So how costly could that be? That was a decent chance. He played a bad shot on the red, really. He wanted to be much further out into the table than where he was. Put himself under a little bit of pressure there with that black. Still fancied him for it, but it wasn't to be. So Jack be looking to get his arm going again and recreate some of the snooker we saw in his previous match.
Some of the shots that Jack Lisowski plays in opening the reds up from playing a thick safety as he did in this frame certainly remind me of Stephen Hendry back in his heyday years. He used to do that all the time, and basically he was saying to his opponent, well, if you're not going to score and win a frame at this visit, I will. He just puts pressure on opponents. Been in 6 ranking event finals, Jack Lisowski, yet to win his first trophy. Let's hope that comes along soon for him. He's certainly a player capable of winning multiple ranking events.
$16. 17. 24.
Probably has a little more angle here on the red to the right centre than he would have liked to have had. Just makes position to the next colour slightly more tricky. Had to just stun through a gap of the reds.
25.
Absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, he dropped nice on the black there to fully open this area of the table.
32.
So this has now become a frame-winning opportunity for Jack. Everything there
33.
that he'll need to get over the line in this opening frame. As we get a glimpse of the Rasson tables again. Seem to be playing beautifully, like they always seem to.
40.
I think a player of, well, every one of these players play to a high level, very quality, that when you're in good touch and good stroke, the conditions, when they're good, it becomes a lot easier for the
41.
guys to break build, as we've seen so far. Jack making it look very easy in his opening match.
.44 points the lead now, so Jack certainly won't need to worry about the awkward reds. Position near that left hand or right hand side cushion and the one that's behind the black spot there. Just a couple more of these loose reds with high value colours. Probably all that Jack will require.
47. 48. 50. 53. 54. 61. 62.
Wow, that good red from Jack puts him 59 ahead with 59 remaining. So this blue just to secure frame one here, barring snookers of course.
$67. Jack Lisowski,
Well,
67.
definitely wanted another red in there, Jack. He just didn't quite land, and Ali's going to carry on. Still an outside chance in this frame, but just using the time to get a few shots together, hit a few balls.
1.
Ali clearly thinks this red that's next to the pink is available. I'm presuming
8.
it is. 2 snookers required.
9.
Normally you try and leave the red that's behind the black spot where it is to try and get a good snooker in behind the black from, but with that red that's near the green, not quite so straightforward. It'll be an easier escape for Jack.
16.
You feel he's got to be tight in behind the black here if he's going to have any chance of receiving some penalty points from Jack. Yeah, that's a little smile
Ali
from Ali.
Carter,
As soon as he'd
16.
hit that, or nowhere near, so chance at the red for Jack, possibly into the corner. Oh wow!
1.
Look at that! What a pot again from Jack.
Oh, frame is okay.
It was such a good pot. In fact, that Ali Carter has decided to concede that first frame. When it was Ali Carter who got in first, he missed the black off the spot, and that break of 67 from Jack was enough in the end to secure that first frame, and he leads by 1 frame to 0. Welcome back to
Okay,
Championship
thank you.
League Snooker.
Second frame.
Jack Lisowski
Jack
making a
Lisowski
useful
to
break of
break.
67 in frame 1, which was enough to secure it in the end for him. Over on table 2, they haven't finished the first match there. It's just gone into a deciding frame. Ryan Day versus Jordan Brown. That's just gone 2-all. Haven't begun the 5th and final frame of that one yet, but we'll keep you up to date with it once it commences. That's available, of course, if you want to watch it on our streaming platform, matchroom.live. Here is table 2. Ryan Day has just left the arena briefly. Jordan Brown missed a black off the spot in that fourth frame, had a great chance to tie up the match and win it 3-1, but he missed the black, left everything on for Ryan, who did the rest.
I think we'll see a lot of close matches throughout the play over the next couple of days. There's particularly plenty on offer for the players, you know, £100 a frame. £100 a frame won in these group stage, and then goes up to 300 in the playoffs. So there's always that little incentive to continue and try and fight for every point out there.
Yes, absolutely right, Stephen. Plenty of incentives indeed. Also, if you can make the highest break of the group, that carries a prize of £500 as well. Fifth place in the group means that you come back for a second group. You finish 6th or 7th in any group, you're relegated. Tough safety this. Well, he could have played the cue ball back into Bolt, but he'd have had to catch that red very thinly and catch it absolutely perfectly to avoid cannoning into other balls. So just the containing safety there, and I think that's a wise shot choice from Jack Lisowski there, a player that's been working in recent months with Peter Ebdon. He certainly knows a thing about the game and its shot choices.
Yeah, it's that really nice sort of combination now they've got going on with Jack and Pete, the kind of youth and experience of both guys, and trying to tie that all in together to create a really dangerous package. Already a fantastic player, as we know, and I mentioned in the previous game something that he's definitely improved on in recent seasons, his mindset, his mentality and the psychological side of the game, that at the top level that they play at against the boys at the top of the game, that's what makes the difference, that's what wins you the tournament. That's obviously something Jack's going to be looking to do.
The interesting thing working with Peter Ebdon, Peter himself was a very, very flamboyant player in his amateur days and his early pro years, and became one of the most grinding, solid all-round players, tacticians the game's ever seen in his latter years. And I think he's just learned a lot along the way, Peter Ebdon. He's imparting some of that knowledge, I think, to Jack.
Yeah, it's priceless knowledge, you know, that he's going to be passing on. Like you say, he's an incredibly gritty player in his day, Peter, and you really had to scrape him off the table. I practiced with him a bit at the Star Academy when I was sort of growing up, if you like, and coming through the ranks, and even in practice he was a nightmare to play against. You always had to battle for everything, and it'd be nice for him to instill some of that into Lisowski.
I think the personality that you have is of paramount importance in sports. You need to have a ruthless streak about you. You need to have a steadfast killer instinct, and not everybody has that. Sometimes people have suggested that Jack is almost too nice a person, and I sort of half agree with that. But at the end of the day, your pride in performance and your will to want to win
4.
your first ranking title will come to the fore, and in the end you will have what it takes in terms of having a ruthless streak or killer instinct. But Sally, who's in here, a player
5.
that certainly has all of that killer instinct. And as I said earlier, 4 ranking events, been in 2 world finals. He's seen it all, Ali Carter. He's played the best players in the world in different eras, and he's still one of the game's most competitive players now. That pack opener could have worked out better for him though, but he does have a red to the left corner.
10.
Yeah, I like watching Ali. He's what I like to think of a busy player around the table. He's always on the move, and he's always looking for different shots and seeing what's available. Super competitive. Needs to get a foothold in this game. Doesn't want to give Jack another opportunity. He's clearly in good form, so wants to take the best of this chance if he can. He's got a tricky red to middle though. Slightly hampered over the red as well.
11.
He's played that well. That's a good shot.
Yes, turned down the more straightforward red into the left corner for positional reasons, and it's worked out for Ali Carter. I'm just wondering though, if he pots a pink, whether it re-spot or whether it have to go up on the yellow spot. Always a problem for players though when the black spot's occupied, as it is here.
Just coming around to look at the red that is currently situated on the black spot. He can play for that now and play for the black, get it back on its own spot, and it'll be somewhat more of a conventional break. Just overrun a fraction.
Oh, well, there's plenty of room in the
17.
pink spot. John Pellew there officiating for us this afternoon. In potting the red to the left corner here, I'm pretty sure that Ali can... There is a look of John Pellew. Weather-beaten expression. Played the cannon well there, Jack. I beg your pardon, Ali.
18.
And now that black spot, as you can see, is completely clear.
Yeah, nice holding cannon. Although there's still a little bit of work to do. As we can see, the black is only really potable into this left corner bag at the moment, while that red just above it is just hampering positional there somewhat. So
25.
a couple of shots away really from being absolutely plump. Just needs to mind his work and find the right position. Ali
Carter's done very well here to develop the reds the way he has, and all of a sudden break building is far more straightforward than it was when he came to the table. Pink available into the left corner and the right centre. Black available into certainly the left corner.
32.
I'm sure Ali would like to remove that red that's near the black at some point, just to make it available into both pockets.
33. $40. 41.
There's absolutely an art to break building, and we're seeing some of that from Ali. Always worth players looking at the table thoroughly as they come to it, seeing what balls are potential problem balls, and trying to just figure out the jigsaw puzzle of removing them, and like you said, Dom,
48.
opening the table up as quickly as possible, making the scoring visit as easy as possible. Obviously we know it's not an easy game, but trying to do everything in your
49.
powers to make the next shot as easy as possible, and we're seeing that from Ali. He's opened things up nicely. 56 points the lead with this black. Good response so far.
Had no hesitation in playing for the
56.
missable red into the right corner along the cushion here. I think players do tend to find that along the cushions, the Rasson table does play just a fraction easier than perhaps
57.
the star tables do. Bound to be subtle differences. I think it's because, though, the cushions just slide so well here on these Rasson tables. The ball really does skid off the cushion rails. That makes the pockets play a lot easier. That was a nice little cannon again there from Ali.
64.
Incredibly over on table
65.
2. Well, Ryan Day has a 20-point advantage in the 5th and deciding frame against Jordan Brown. Just played a poor safety there, Ryan. But there could be a long way to go yet in that 5th frame over there on table 2. But this frame now has won.
72.
From Ali Carter's point of view, one question remains: can he make a century break? We've seen 2 from his opponent in his first match.
$79. 80. 86.
137 on here for Ali Carter, which
87.
would give him a chance of the high break prize of £500. Every chance, of course, with the quality in this field that it would be beaten, but would certainly set a decent target.
This will make him feel good though. He's constructed this break
94.
nicely. And it'd be great to see him finish it with a century break.
95.
Yeah, and he's nicely on the black to come back for the red down the rail. So every chance now of total clearance.
$102. Yes. Thank you. 103.
Nicely trundled along the cushion there. Nice angle on the black, as long as he doesn't snook himself on the yellow. Well, made sure he didn't, but we'll have to play the yellow with the rest now.
110. Thank you. 112. 115. 119. 124. 130. 1 137.
Well, a superb total clearance there from Ali Carter of 137. He replies in kind to Jack Lisowski winning the first frame. He made a break of 67.
Okay.
But Ali Carter's more than doubled it with a 137, and he levels this match up. It's one frame all. Welcome back to live action here at the Morningside Arena. Ryan Day over on table 2. It's been a long match, this one. Jordan Brown looked like winning the match in the previous frame when he missed an easy black off the spot. Ryan Day cleared up to take us into a deciding frame, and he's more than done enough here to secure victory and a valuable point in the group. Break of 65, still enough on for a century break. Been a completely different match here on table 2 to the one we've been witnessing over on table 1. It's always important to get off to a good start in these groups, and Ryan Day has managed it.
$82. 78. 80. $83.
Well, you can keep an eye on table 2, of course, on our streaming platform, matchroom.live.
Wait for the cue off.
I will let you know if Ryan Day completes a century break. We know he's won the match 3-2.
Okay. Thank you. Third
Ali
frame.
Carter.
Ali Carter to break.
In readiness here for frame 3 on table 1, our main table, having levelled up with Jack Lisowski at one frame all by virtue of that superb total clearance of 137. And just to let you know that Ryan Day did in fact clear up those colours for a break of 105, and with it victory by 3 frames to 2. Up next on table 2, former world champion Stuart Bingham. He's in action against Matt Selt. That will be coming up in a few minutes over on table 2. And again, that's available on matchroom.live should you wish to watch that match.
Got to catch this one thin. Corner pocket potentially in play, but avoided it well. That's a good shot from Jack. Acknowledged by Ali. Ali needs a similar shot here. Doesn't want to catch this too thick. There is a red to the left side of the table. And he's caught it just a fraction thick, and he's going to leave that red. And I can't see Jack refusing this. He doesn't refuse many.
No, I just wonder how confidently Jack will play this. He can just stun the cue ball down for the black in the same pocket if he wishes. But he has very awkward cueing here over the green. That does make this pot much, much more missable. Although you wouldn't have thought so, would you? Just crashes it in. What a great shot. What superb cueing that took.
Yeah, he's hampered over the green as well, so he's almost cueing down a touch on the cue ball, which makes it even more harder, and well, it didn't look one bit hard for that man. Hits the ball as well as anyone, and showing it again there. Lovely part. Probably counts himself a little bit unfortunate that he's finished straight on the blue.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Deserved better, but
Six.
I just wonder if he'll open the reds up again here in playing this safety. Well, perhaps wanted a few more just to come out from the pack of reds, but it's still a
Lisowski,
pretty
six.
decent safety shot nevertheless. Could be Ali now that just splits a few up.
Just got to be mindful of that red next to the blue. Needs a real good weight on the cue ball here, and it looks good. And he's cut off the right side of the table, unless there is a gap. I don't think there is. They're trying to find the gap between reds, clipping this red thin, and he's not able to do so. And how's your luck?
Wow, if that red that's next to the black doesn't pot, I think it will, but if it didn't, can't be much in it. He's got away with one there. It's still a little bit of a missable cutback this for Ali, but the cue ball will be running up the table towards the green. Oh, that's a useful
One.
cannon. Has choice of blue or green. I'm sure it'll be the blue though. And another great chance here at the beginning of this third frame for Ali Carter. Must be brimful of confidence, having made that total clearance of 137.
He won't mind that cannon one bit. He's landed nice on the blue. Black available as well. Good few open reds,
6.
which makes the early stages of this break a little bit easier for him.
Seven. $14. 15.
A lot of players will still go into a pack of reds. There are 6 there just below the pink that could be developed, but if it doesn't work out, he could be on nothing, and there are still 4 open reds that Ali Carter can play for here.
Yeah, there's a possible plant in that pack as well. It doesn't look too far away, the red just below the pink.
22.
It'd be interesting to see if Ali looks at that in a few shots' time. Got plenty in open play at the moment.
23.
He's looking good at the minute, Ali. He took them really nicely in the last frame, and back in again here, looking to stamp his authority once more.
Very classy cueist, Ali Carter. Very good technique. Keeps very still on the shot. Hardly
26.
surprising when he's won 4 ranking events. There's a great deal of belief in his ability as well, and that's paramount in any sport, not just snooker. But those 2 reds, as you mentioned, Stephen, are certainly a plant. 2 reds just below the pink there, and Ali will probably play them at some point. Because in potting that plant, it should
27.
develop the pink and maybe other reds as well. He's a little straight on this black, I feel.
$34. $35.
He's very compact, is Ali Carter, when he's at the table. He's got a lovely technique, like you say, Dom. Not a lot that can go wrong with it, particularly under pressure. That's what you're looking for as a player, something you can fall back on and rely on in those key moments in matches, and he's certainly got that. Got bottle in abundance as well, so... This is the last of the
42.
loose reds, though. Trying to work out his best route to get into the pack or play that plant. He's just coming around to have a look at it now. Don't think it's far away, and as you say, it will definitely open the other reds.
He'd like to run the cue ball in and out of bulk here, but the brown's in his way, so he's going to have to play it slightly differently. Well, needs his cue ball to slow down.
43.
Well, it hasn't done. Very, very straight on the blue. Now, in running through here, does Jack... Oh, I keep saying Jack. Does Ali believe that he can leave the angle necessary on the two reds below the pink to make that plant? He's just having a look at them there.
"48."
Well, he obviously felt the plant wasn't on from the angle that he had. Can he cross double this red? Oh, I think he tried to. Well, not quite the
Ali
break
Carter,
that Ali was hoping for
48.
there, but a useful beginning to this third frame. 42-point lead. Over on table 2, the match between Stuart Bingham and Matt Selt has just got underway. Got some catching up to do. We've nearly completed 2 matches here.
Well, that's not a bad little cannon on the yellow. Ali just apologising. I don't think he is sorry though. He'll definitely take it. Hampers Jack's queuing here, and not really a lot he can do with it. Makes it very difficult queuing over a ball.
That's not bad. There is a red, of course, to the left of the cue ball. That would pot into the left corner, but far too risky. Especially when you have a 42-point lead, you don't want to throw it away.
And this red may be close to being potable through the 2 reds. I think he played it, knowing it'd be on baulk colour if it went in. Didn't quite get anywhere near where he wanted to be, so another chance for Ali.
Yes, Ali can play a red into the left corner, take the cue ball around the angles to be on a bulk colour himself here.
Just got to navigate his cue ball well. Doesn't want to be careless and get a cannon on anything down this end of the table. And he's just looking to see if he can get enough purchase on the white to come round the angles. Obviously didn't fancy it 100%, so keeping it tight. That's a nice line. Just not quite hard enough to get in behind the brown. And again, Jack's got a shot to nothing, I think.
Yeah, the red that's closest to the pink, that would be the one that Jack would like to pot if it does indeed go. But the one below that would cut in, but it's a much finer cutback. And if he didn't pot it, it could remain quite near that left corner, so things to ponder here for Jack Lisowski.
Fantastic pot. It was
What?
available. It was definitely tight, but weighed up his options, felt it was worthwhile, and hit that one nice. Just about crept in. It's good enough, and he's nicely on the brown.
Five.
Yes, great chance here for Jack Lisowski to get back into this third frame. Still 37 points behind, but well, there are 6 reds remaining. I think they're all available, really. The yellow is the obvious difficulty, should he get that far, of course.
6.
Straight away looking to get on that black and open up this area of the table. Makes break building a lot easier. As I mentioned earlier, trying to find ways to just unlock different aspects of the break, and getting the black on the spot here will certainly help that.
Potting this
13.
red to the right corner, frees the one up next to it. That will then pot along the cushion.
14.
Now, the hard work has been done to some degree. 3 easy available open reds now for Jack to attack.
$21. 22. 27.
I just wonder if Jack will decide to leave an angle on the black to play for the one difficult red here. If you're rolling them in down the cushion rails, they're not
28.
particularly difficult pots for somebody like Jack.
Had to make sure he left a nice angle to give the pot every chance down the rail, and still have enough angle to get the
35.
cue ball out for the black again, and he's done so. So one good pot here.
36.
That's nicely done. He's maybe a ball short, but should still be able to hold.
Yeah, these cushion rails are sliding. Jack was hoping to be a little straight on the black,
43.
but as you say, Stephen, he was just able to hold that cue ball by digging right down into it. And now he needs a good angle on either blue or pink to get good position on the yellow. That's the key to winning this third frame from here.
The green being off its spot helps this situation massively for Jack. He can pot the red and probably play on blue or brown and get somewhere behind the yellow, give it every chance of going in as well, and not having much work to do with the cue ball helps the cause. But already a point in the lead, so it's definitely going to come down to that yellow. I always think those balls tight on the balk rail seem to be that little bit more difficult than if they were down on the black cushion. It's not something you tend to practice a lot of. You're more times potting them along the black rail and the balk rail. It just adds that little bit of a different shot to it.
44.
And it needs that cue ball to pull up.
Well, I didn't see the difficulty there in playing for the blue. Making that cue ball travel several feet has caused a positional error here for Jack, and he can't get onto the yellow from the brown unless he goes around the angles.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dom. I don't really see the value of the shot he's played. I can only assume that by potting the blue he felt he was going to have to play a delicate shot just to avoid the brown, to get as close to the yellow as possible, and maybe he felt he could get even closer to the yellow, but yeah, he's got work to do now.
The other thing as well, Stephen, being left-handed, he could have stunned up the table for the brown the other side of the table. He'd have been able to reach it, whereas a right-hander couldn't. Good effort though, a valiant effort to get position on the yellow, but
48.
he hasn't done, so he can just play a safety shot now and try and protect that 6 points lead that he has. But you feel that the way the balls are positioned, whoever pots a yellow will fancy going on to win the frame here.
It was a strange shot selection from Jack, you have to say, and I hope he doesn't live to regret that one. Like you say, the balls are all nicely spread,
Jack Lisowski,
so you feel
48.
it's a yellow ball frame now. Deja vu for Jack, finding himself hampered over another ball. Yeah, not really a lot you can do in this scenario. You just got to try and play a containing shot to some degree. Needs to make sure he gets the yellow safe though.
Yeah, absolutely, Stephen. When you're hampered like this over a ball, you just got to find the easiest way to get them safe, and for me that's just putting that yellow on the left-hand side cushion here, and the cue ball near the right side cushion. Took a risk. Ah, has it paid off or not? It was a good effort to get the cue ball back into bulk. But does that yellow pass the black, I wonder? Ali just having a look. Guaranteed position on the green, you feel, if it does go.
Great shot from Jack. Played with a bit of side to just throw the cue ball around the angles. He had to get that one pretty right as well, because the yellow was in open play. Found refuge behind the green. That's a decent shot from Ali as well. And that was not guaranteed to get safe.
No, he'd be delighted to find that yellow travelling towards that right side cushion to safety. Shot selection is so important in these little safety exchanges on the colours. you'd think that yellow would pass a black. It may do, but very tricky to judge.
Ali's played a few thin safeties so far in this match and caught them all pretty well so far. Again, trying to find that area, massive target in behind green and brown. Little cannon's not helped him though. Good white. I wonder if Jack will be tempted by this.
That little cannon to the brown there from Ali Carter just means that position on the green isn't guaranteed now.
Yeah, he did go for it. Didn't really get close to it. And the yellow could have finished anywhere, and an incredibly thin cut to middle.
Problem is the pot into the left-hand corner pocket is so straight that I don't think he could possibly get onto the green.
Oh, that must have felt good. I think Ali probably thought he'd potted that. Hit that lovely. Yeah, not far away at all. And it's a good job for Ali as well. The yellow just pulled up shy of the middle, so didn't leave it on for Jack.
A little dangerous playing the yellow towards the green and brown there, because it could have been every chance of an easy snooker. Oh, he's played this well. Jack Lisowski doesn't have a shot on here. Absolutely no guarantee he can get these safe. He can only see half of the yellow.
That yellow just drifting past the brown as well. It would have been disastrous if it had made a cannon to it. Ali's still in control of this exchange at the moment, but we know how quickly that can change.
The key thing in safety exchanges like this is to keep the object ball safe. Jack, though, may fancy having a go at this yellow. If he holds a cue ball where the yellow is, the green will be on. Oh, he did attempt it, was a long way off.
Oh, that's a bad mistake from Ali. Wanted to avoid the black at all costs there, swing the cue ball around again, trying to get in behind green and brown, but yeah, I'll be bitterly disappointed with that one. Now this is a great chance for Jack to finish off this third frame.
2.
Well, Stephen, has he travelled too far?
He was up pretty quick. I think he felt he might have just got a little bit too much into that cue ball. Wanted to be much more to the right of where it is, and And you see the puff of the cheeks from Jack. I think it's tight. May have to play it with a trace of side, just to try and throw it in a little bit. I think he may just can get through.
Normally your first sight is the best, and I don't think this green pot's, as you say, could flick it in with a trace of left hand side, but does that push the cue ball to the right on impact?
Yeah, he doesn't like it. Seems to be in two minds at the moment of what to play. Chose to play the safety, and well, he couldn't have played that much better.
Jack Lisowski.
That's great discipline from Jack. He could have played a bad one there on the disappointment of not being on the green when he really should have been. But, well, Ali's in big trouble.
Yes, I think Ali just needs to play this rather slowly into the green. Try and knock it towards the top cushion or glance off it to safety. I think he's got a better chance of getting it safe. Oh, he's caught the blue now. Has he left the green?
Foul.
Well, I don't think he has.
5. Jack Lisowski.
All that green cut in. Obviously not. Just to let you know that Stuart Bingham over on table 2 won the first frame in his match with Matthew Selt with an excellent clearance of 118. So yet another century flies in.
On the spot, Jack.
Who's encountered them? I think that's 4 we've had so far.
Ali
you
just
happy
said
with
to
the white
Jack,
and the blue where they
I'm going
are?
to pot it
Okay.
now.
Thank you.
Wouldn't be the craziest thing we've ever seen. Quite often something bizarre happens
Foul.
when you have it
Animus.
replaced, but
4.
not to be for
Jack
Ali.
Lisowski.
Finds the line behind the green, and this for sure cuts in now.
Three.
Oh, what a beautiful positional shot that was
7.
from Jack
Frame
Lisowski,
conceded.
and he's done enough. Ali Carter remains
Jack
in his chair,
Lisowski.
concedes the frame. Well, a frame that had a bit of everything. Both players had chances earlier on, couldn't quite make enough to get over the line, but in the end the battle on the colours was won by Jack Lisowski, and he retakes the lead at 2-1. Welcome back. It's Bet Victor
Thank you.
Championship League
Fourth
Snooker
frame. Jack
here at the
Lisowski
Morningside
to break.
Arena. Just seen a very interesting frame there. Jack Lisowski winning it in the end, and he's just one frame away from victory now as he breaks off for frame 4 here in his match with Ali Carter. There is another match in progress over on table 2. Matt Selt is taking on Stuart Bingham, former world champion and multiple ranking event winner. And it was Stuart Bingham who took the first frame in that match with a break of 118. And that's available for you on our streaming platform, matchroom.live, if you want to take a look at that match.
Great opening red from Ali. A shot that players knock in for fun nowadays, off the break off. Gives him an early chance in this 4th frame. Big frame as well for him. Jack won his first match, so he's in control of this group at the moment. Yes,
4.
we are only in the early stages, but could that become, or could that be a vital part of this group unfolding? I'm sure Ali will
5.
have something to say about that. A chance now probably to go into the pack of reds, plenty of screw, try and grip the cue ball, draw it back if he can. Well, played it a bit softer than I thought he might. He's obviously alright on this red, and another loose red just next to the cue ball.
13.
Purposely leaving the white low here so he can pot this red, and in doing so
20.
possibly bring a few more reds into play.
$21.
Yeah, the angle that he left himself on that red, he was guaranteed to bring others into play, and he certainly has done, but the way the reds at the back of the pack there were configured, he wasn't guaranteed to leave himself nicely on this black, and this is missable. And he has missed it. And that's the problem with the previous shot that he played. He opened the reds up,
21.
and he knew that in missing that black, everything would be left on for his opponent, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, and he was digging down on that black to try and play for the red into the same pocket, which makes it even more difficult. Like I say, he wasn't ideal playing for the black off the red. It was always going to be awkward, and may have been worth just playing up for blue or bought colour, just guaranteeing yourself nicely on something. But that's history now, and Jack's back at the table.
Oh, you saw that nice little shot there of a Christmas tree.
6.
Just appropriated on the table next to Ali Carter, but where were the baubles? Where were the presents?
$7.
Oh, that was a bad shot from Jack. He didn't hit that as well as he would have liked and got nowhere near where he wanted to be, but it's turned out alright. He's on this pink, and if this goes in, he's been very fortunate to land there. No, he's missed it.
Jack Lisowski 7.
So there's the present for Ali. Dom.
Well, I was going to say that Jack Lisowski is very fortunate to be able to see a colour, let alone pot it. I didn't expect him to miss that. As you say, a real present this. Ali Carter got to start taking these chances. Ali Carter at the point of no return now, but he already has a 15 points lead. Okay, the pink's out of commission, but potable. Is he too straight on this black to get nice on his next red? I had to pummel it in to try and play for red into the left centre, and it hasn't worked out too badly, although
8.
the angle that he has on this red is a little more severe than he needed it to be. Well, if the red that the back of the pack is on, and it is, well, that's a bit of a bonus. I think he probably did play for it, in all honesty. And that red that's just detached
9.
from the group of 4 there will also pot, so big chance this now to take us into a deciding frame.
14. 15.
Laid the brush cannon through, try and finish on the black, but the red coming out with it. Little shake of the head from Ali. Knew he always had the pink over the pocket, but it makes the positional side much more difficult. He's got to find a good path now back down for the reds.
Just got to kill the pace of the cue ball a little. He may stun around the angles here for red into the left corner. Well, the angle's good. How's the pace? Just a bit short, I feel. Oh, could say he's overrun slightly. Depends
21.
on your perspective view of that shot, whether you intended to use that side cushion or not. But this is a testing red now that faces Ali Carter.
Yeah, cue in red. Needs to stay still on the shot, and he has done.
22.
Delivered through nice and smooth.
$29. 30. 37.
Well, he's just overrun that. Ali Carter needs to be careful here because the way the reds are positioned, one mistake now could be vital.
38.
Oh, that cue ball needs to run and it hasn't, and I don't know if that pink will pot into the left centre. It won't. But he has done enough. He's just 52 ahead with 51 remaining, so chance to put a bolt colour safe, so the chances are
Ali Carter, 38.
he will be heading the distance here, but only one snooker required.
Yeah, and I won't be surprised to see this red crashing into this corner pocket. The way Jack's been queuing. And there it is. Another fantastic pot. Look at how well he's hit that one as well. Controlled the cue ball. And as you say, there's only one snooker needed for Jack. They're absolutely worth carrying on.
8.
And Ali didn't do a particularly good job either of putting the brown on the side cushion. A bit more difficult for Jack as a left-hander, but anyway. First things first, red and black. Find a nice
9.
place to leave the cue ball to try and make it as easy as possible to lay a tough snooker.
Well, where that brown is, I'd be delighted to leave myself on the yellow and try and stun the cue ball in behind the brown. There are various ways you could do it. You could leave the cue ball in bolt behind the yellow, roll in behind the brown. Let's see how Jack decides to go about this. Doesn't need the black off this remaining red. Pink will be more than sufficient to just
16.
still need the one snooker only.
$17.
Yeah, big target, Dom, in behind the brown, as you say. Being off the cushion makes it a little bit easier, a little bit more room for error for Jack. He's just coming around, that's where his tip is. Wants to leave the cue ball in that sort of area.
Yes, there are a multiplicity of ways of leaving the cue ball in a good position to play the yellow around the angles and stun him behind the brown. But a lot will depend on the angle here that Jack has on this pink. Ah, effortless screw back, and if that cue ball keeps running, and it has, that is absolutely perfect.
22.
You can stun the yellow in towards the black here, get tight in behind the brown.
Jack Lisowski, 23.
Not quite as tight as he would have liked. This is easily to misjudge, and he has done. When you're hitting the cushion so soon with the cue ball, it's always difficult to judge. And that's what's gone wrong. And
Foul.
he's possibly left a free
4,
ball.
Jack Lisowski.
No free ball. Can't have it replaced because the snooker was required, so important little exchange this for Jack. And the hard work, you could say, is done. Just needs to mind his work now, keep that yellow safe.
Oh, that was fortunate for Jack. The blue is the snookering ball here. It was supposed to be the black. The only good thing, I suppose, from Ali's point of view is the brown near that left-hand side cushion favours a right-handed player, and of course Jack's a left-hander. Chance though to get a good snooker here, can play the cue ball in behind the black and send the cue ball, the blue ball, the yellow ball even, up towards the blue, I was trying to say, and he's done just that.
Yeah, he's turning the screw, is Jack. Little smile from Ali again. He's not had a lot to go at since failing to get on the black when he potted that red. But needs to get this one safe, trusting a little bit to luck. He's brought the brown out as well. That could be disastrous. The yellow's definitely going to be on for Jack. Yeah, big smile. A little wry smile from Jack as well. Not much could have gone wrong there for Ali. Everything seemed to have gone wrong, so good pot for Jack, and he's nicely on the green. This could be a big moment in this group.
5. Nine.
Could have done with 3 or 4 more inches of running there, but it's okay. Just needs to be high side of the pink,
14.
and that's good enough. Both pink and black still required.
It never rains, it
20.
pours in this game. And just the black needed for his second win of the day.
Yes, and in it
27.
goes. A very competent
match,
performance from Jack
Jack Lisowski.
Lisowski in the end. He won the first frame with a break of 67. No other big breaks of any note to follow that. Ali Carter making the highest break of the match at 137, but it just won him that one frame, and it's Jack Lisowski who wins this match by 3 frames to